Ecclesiastes 6:10 and 11. That which has been before has already been named, and the nations of a man is known, and he cannot contend in judgment with him that is stronger than himself. Seeing there are many things that increase vanity, what advantage has man? You know, there's a lot of things, vain things will lead us. Following after vain things will lead us to judgment. Only following in his will lead us to righteousness. He's stronger than us, and he'll lead us to righteousness. But following after what we want is vain and will lead to judgment. Judges 4:9 through 11. Judges 4:9 through 11. And she said, Go with you I will, that there will be no glory for you, though in the campaign on which you go, because the Lord will sell Syria into a woman's hands. So, the glory should have went to the Lord. Oftentimes, yes, glory goes to the Lord, and glory was going to go to the Lord, but it was going to be the Lord used not him, but her to achieve his glory. Oftentimes, we recognize the Lord, but then we're like, well, the Lord used them. Which, yeah, the Lord used them. We're praising the Lord, but we're recognizing their use, which encourages them. But he wasn't going to be encouraged by this. They were going to say that she was the one used by the Lord to win this battle. Sometimes we need to do what the Lord's will is, regardless of whether we're going to get the credit or not. Sometimes we may not get the credit for the things the Lord uses us to do. It ain't about getting the credit. It's about doing what the Lord uses us to do. About pleasing him, doing what his will was. So if we don't receive credit for going into the battle on behalf with the Lord, we go into battle because we're fighting with the Lord. We're in a spiritual battle as Christians. A lot of things we're going to fight. And the Lord's going to fight for us. We're not going to get credit that we ever went through because most people ain't going to know about it. Sometimes other people may get credit. We're still to pick up that sword and fight the fight. Because we're not to stand defeated, because that's not what the Lord wants from us. Verse 10. Where did I say through 11? Okay, verse 10. Two more verses. And Barak called out Zebulun and Naphtali, to 2 tribes of Israel, to Kadesh, and 10,000 men went up at his back, and Deborah went up with him. So he gets 2 tribes working together to rid these people. You know, getting people to work together isn't an easy task. They're 2 different tribes. They got 2 different territories. They're going to work together to achieve the Lord's will. That's the only way it'll work. If they work together to achieve their own will, then they're going to stop once they reach that point, and both parties are not going to benefit. If they go into it looking at themselves, they're going to, okay, we got them out of our territory. We're done. No, that ain't the rightful thing to do. You're working together to remove them from Israel, not just your territory. Oftentimes we get our own agenda and have other people help us. And it don't work because we got our own agenda instead of a shared effort that benefits everybody. Verse 11. And Hebner the Cattite had separated from Cattanites, the sons of Moses' father-in-law, Horeb, and pitched his tent up in Bethsharon Oak near Kadesh. You know, sometimes we have to separate ourselves. We're to be separate from this world. But sometimes we got to go away. We're just with God and being heard by Him, being alone with Him. Oftentimes we ain't willing to do this. Oftentimes we don't make this effort to do that. But we need to. And sometimes those who are going to help us, those we don't expect.